Hey folks, Zakio7 here, coming to you all from the Caribbean wisely scene. And we're gonna be starting a business magnet series where we'll be going from alpha to omega using the business career path here on Eve Echoes. The business career path isn't as exciting as the military career path, but in my opinion, it is the faster way to get from alpha to omega. And we just unlocked industrial ships. Perfect. Of course, everything is locked behind Omega except for the Imicus, but we will sort that out pretty soon. We're gonna train up the planetology skill up to level 5, which will give us some nice passive ISK coming in to fuel our operations. A point 0.5 system is a good starting place. We're gonna implement some spreadsheets sometime, but for now we want to start mining PI as soon as possible, and this condensed alloy doesn't look too good because the margins are pretty low, so we're gonna keep looking. Oh, base metals. Okay, so the Jita buy price for base metals is between 1500 to 1600 ISK at the moment. So this is something that we could begin mining until we work things out with the spreadsheet. The lustering alloy looks fairly decent. I just saw some on the market for 168 ISK, and with a 20,000 ISK wallet, there's not much we can do, but let's see if we can snag some of that up. Trade, industrial ship command, and accounting would be the three main skills needed for this business career path. We see that the skill tree is recommending freight at a Tech 1 level. However, I think the delivery system needs to be revisited. So that's why we scaled into planetology, which gives us more planets to mine on. It gives us more mining arrays, so that's more PI, and it gives us larger yield cargo holds, which means that we're able to step away from the game longer. And I think the launch times as well is also decreased with each level, or ever so often. The Heron is the frigate class of ships that we're aiming for. It's sort of a hauler. My favorite would be the Imicus, as I'm mainly a Galente pilot. But the Heron gives us boost flight velocity, which is okay, I guess. Um, so while we wait on our planetology to give us some yields, we're gonna do some more of the starter missions in order to get some ISK and skill points. And this is why we don't skip the starter missions, because the SP is so valuable. With the extra SP, we're able to expedite the planetology skill, which gives us one extra mining array. And I think now is a good time for us to fly out to those planets, launch the PI, see how much we get, and make our first PI sale. So we're really excited about this one.
Autopilot. Destination reached.
Fellas, look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons. See that? A fun coupon. I'm on the sloop, John B. Grandfather and me.
We're currently doing a mission that would unlock the Heron. So as soon as we complete this, we're gonna see it in our ship hangar, and there it is, our Heron, our first hauling ship of sorts. So we're gonna have some fun with this one. Here is where I made the mistake of being over ambitious. I spent all my ISK buying this small damage ore, and also some PI, I think. And we needed about 50,000 ISK in order to build the Komarat, or however you pronounce this one, to complete this beginner mission, and we did not have the money. So now, with 119,000 ISK in assets, which is super, we can no longer go forward with the missions. But before that, let's fly over to Jita and liquidate some of these assets that we have. So we're getting the base metals for 1,948. I think the asset that made us broke, which was the ore, would be our biggest source of income at 269,998 ISK. In total, we have 449,000 ISK in sale on the market, and we have just about 41,000. So let's just say 450,000 in assets. And so now we play the waiting game. We're gonna run some delivery missions and build back our capital. And so we're back, and our wallet is looking pretty nice at 401,000 ISK, which means that our items sold, probably all of them. So let's look to build our inventory a bit. We're gonna focus on items, common items. So a shield booster, or afterburner, or shield hardener, or missile launcher. These are all the items that we're looking at, and I tend to stick within a theme. So because I'm flying a Caldari ship, I would trade within the Caldari ship tree and with the Caldari modules. So we're seeing some adaptive invulnerability field. This is a common item, so I'd rather not trade this. And here we're contemplating whether to initiate the acquisition or not, but I choose not to. The missile, I try to go for drops that you can find in special missions. So the faction launchers would be better for me to work with because it's not as common as an MK5 or an MK3 or an MK7. To get a Gallows missile launcher, you would probably have to complete one of those storyline missions, or maybe a special anomaly of sorts. So that's the idea here. And now we're back to 22,000 ISK with 375,000 in sales. So we broke once more. 375,000 in buy orders, I should say. So we're broke. Let's check out our planetology. We're gonna launch some. We're gonna launch our PI, and this is where it goes back to the PI being a passive source of income and the backbone for funding our operations, because it's just something that we could fall back at any time. Even if a deal goes bad, we still have ISK coming in from the PI, even if we aren't able to play Evecos for a day or so, or like 10-15 hours we are away from the phone or the computer. We can still depend on the PI to give us ISK, whereas if we were to be doing a lot of combat missions and ratting, then the ISK would stop when we stop shooting stuff, when we stop with the pew pew. So that's why I love PI so much. And even when I'm doing flying with a combat pilot, I still have at least the 2 planets as solid backbone to fuel the operations. So we're able to sell the base metals here for around 2,389 ISK. I was looking at purchasing some of the base metals, setting up a buy order, but because of the limited funds, we aren't able to. So we have roughly 2,000 ISK on the market with 1.7 million in sales, which is absolutely amazing, and 300,000 or so in buy order. So you'll see where the PI is coming in really handy. I know that we're broken. We're gonna run some of the missions. The mistake I made here was running beginner missions, which was giving us around 7,000 or so, 7,500 and 4,000, when my ship was perfectly capable of doing a more advanced mission. And what ended up happening was I ran all these missions, and only after I realized that I could have done better. So I flopped on that one. So let's wrap up this episode of the Business Magnate, where we take our clone or alpha clone to Omega through the business career path. This is roughly 1 day since we started this account, and we're at 2 million ISK in assets, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. So for the rest of this session here, we're just gonna run a couple of these 4,000 ISK and 7,500 ISK missions that we shouldn't be running. But till next time, you guys take care, fly safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.